Good morning. My name's Mark. I thought I'd take this morning and show you guys a setup that I've come up with for duck hunting. It's good for one person, for two people. If it's two small people, me and my wife can come out here and hunt with this. The only difference is when you got two people, you can only use one bag of decoys. Maybe you could do two, but it'd be pretty tight. So yeah, we'll get into it. So the boat is a 2017 Tracker 1032. Don't make it anymore. I got it actually on clearance. It's about this time of year, just before Christmas, trying to get rid of it. Had a dent. Ended up getting it for a really good price. And then I got the 2.5 Suzuki, as well as both the motor and the boat are about 7 years old. I've been through a lot, and both have been really good. I don't know how many hours I've got on that little 2.5, but it's probably upwards of at least 50 plus hours, and it's been a good little motor. I've used it in salt water, used it in fresh water, and it's been a really good little motor. It doesn't fly. I'll put a example of how fast it goes. It's not super fast, but not really in a big hurry anyways, and it pushes two people around just fine with all our stuff, and maybe 8 miles an hour, maybe 9, something like that. But yeah, I'll get into it here and show you guys kind of back to front what we've done. Starting in the back, we've got these two wheels. These were just El Cheapo wheels from eBay. They are airless. They just are foam. It's like one solid piece of foam, and they've been really good. I've used them a lot. I've abused them a good bit. They work here on this little hinge. Pull the pin, drop it down, put the pin back in, and you want to put it back up, you just put the pin in and you bring it back down. So here's what the inside looks like. You can see right here, it used to have 2 bench seats. You can see right there the little outline of it, and you can see one over here. So what I ended up doing is taking those bench seats out just to create more floor space. They took up a lot of dead space, and in a boat this small, there's just not that much. So after I took those out, I put in a floor. All it is a 8-foot piece of plywood that I cut out. Use these little L brackets, kind of bend them into shape. It's just some stainless steel hardware. Obviously siliconed all this around here. And it's been good. One thing I do need to still do 7 years later is trim these off so that they don't get caught on stuff like waders, as that would not be a good day. Here in the back, you can see it comes to where there's probably about a 4-inch gap right here between the end of the plywood and the boat, which is kind of nice if I lose things. Like those little pliers over there, I can get to them. It's not too bad. Here you can also see where the mounts for these wheels come on. They go all the way through. Used a washer, a lock nut. Never had any kind of problem. Loaded down, pulling it, and I've not been the kindest to this little boat. For seating, I usually just use these 5-gallon buckets. Whenever there's 2 people, it's nice to have the person in the front. I'll scoot the stuff back and have them sit and lean against the decoys. It's a narrow boat, and it creates a lot more stability when you do that. But as you can see, you can fit a lot of stuff on here. When it's just me, or if I got extra room or my wife's coming, I might bring this little heater right here. It doesn't take up too much space. Kind of nice for the hands when you're moving decoys in and out of the water. But as you can see, overall, it's pretty simple. In the summertime fishing, can put a cooler here in place of this one. It makes for a really nice little setup. 2 bags of decoys, hunting backpack. Here on the front, I put these 2 little light pods and a very simple wiring setup to where I'm able to just plug it straight into a battery. Up here, I've got this, which is usually when I'm fishing my anchor mount, but it works pretty well for this little clamp on light that, again, I use to make things really simple. So yeah, this is the setup. It's a nice little 10-foot John boat setup, super simple. Gets you on the water. Again, I've used it for 7 years to duck hunt, and it's been really good to me. No real issues, and yeah, if you're trying to get out there, it's a good way to do it. So I hope this helped anyone who's looking for ideas for an affordable, small duck hunting setup that'll get you out on the water. It's nothing fancy and low to zero maintenance, really. So I want to show these little motors. Take good care of them. They certainly will last and take good care of you. Again, this is a 2017. I've used it in fresh and salt water. In salt water, I made sure I rinsed it off with fresh water every time. I did a really thorough clean after each trip, using silicone and all that kind of good stuff to make sure that the interiors are taken care of. So here's what it looks like on the inside after 7 years. And as you can see, it's in really good shape. Very little corrosion at all. Maybe just like on this one little bolt, there's a touch of it, but besides that, she's in really good shape. I've never had to clean the carburetor. I use ethanol-free fuel as much as possible, and when it's not available, I make sure I try to use fuel stabilizer, and I just generally take care of it. And so far, knock on wood, it's been really good to me. I did have to replace an impeller at one point, pretty early on, after maybe 10 or 15 hours, but since then she's been really good. Definitely can recommend this. There's a little 2.5 running, as you can see. Pretty quiet, pretty simple to use. The little shifters over here on the left side. Just grab this, forward, and we're going.